home we return to today. The Paycom Center. Welcome courtside Maria Taylor, alongside the Hall of Famers Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. Listen, we saw two very tight games here in OKC and convincing games for each team when we went on the road in San Antonio. But one thing remains true. Whichever star shines brighter in SGA or Victor Wembanyama, it seems as though the win goes to that squad.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about the stars, Shai and Victor. And, of course, they have to step up and they have to do what they have to do. I'm going to go left. I'm going to go Lou Dort. I'm going to go Lou Dort because when you talk about what Lou Dort brings to this team, he's the best defensive player on the OKC Thunder's team. He can not only play 16 to 18 minutes in the game. You need his intensity. You need his tenacity out there. You need him to put a body on Wemby. You need him to guard Castle. You need him to be aggressive. And also, you need him to make open shots. You can be the best defensive player on the team, but if you're not making open shots, then you can't. You're going to play 16 minutes. And tonight, you cannot play 16 minutes, Lou Dort. You have to be on the game 32 to 34 minutes. You have to help Shai feel confident on figuring this defense out. It seems like San Antonio figured Shai out. They forcing him right. They're not letting him get to his left in his bump phase. It's a lot of things that Shai have to process. So Lou Dort is one of those names that we should be on the lookout today.
Okay, that's one guy that you want to stand up.
Yes.
We also know that the big three, it exists, is Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, who was questionable entering this game, but he is now officially out. So Chet Holmgren, step up to the plate. His scoring has gone down throughout the Western Conference Finals.
It's going down in these losses. In wins, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's played good basketball because why? He was aggressive. And right here, this just is a player that is not confident, loses the ball right here. And then, of course, Wemby meets him at the rim. I'm not mad at this. This showing his aggression. You got to try to dunk on Wemby right there. But when you get in the trenches and you're surrounded by multiple defenders, you have to be aggressive with the ball. You have to be strong with the ball and understand where you are. And here, I would rather for him to go up and try to make a play than to lose his confidence in trying to give up the ball right there and make an ill-advised play. Because what that does, it ignites San Antonio's offense, defense to offense, and this is where they become a real big problem.
Yeah, look, you can just take a look at how the scoring, the efficiency, the rebounds, the blocks, all of them have gone down in the Western Conference Finals, and this is a true opportunity for Chet to step up. We're just finding out, too, J-Dub, with him being out, Jared McCain will get his first start of this postseason. Remember, 24 points off the bench in Game 3. All right, let's get to the Spurs defense, because what they did in Game 4 was only allow 82 points. Lowest scoring total for OKC since December 2021. Let's get into it and how they did it.
Well, let's get into it. First and foremost, in 4 games, Shai was averaging 29 points, 51% from the field, 19% from 3. In this series, only 24 points. He's shooting 27% from the field. So what that's telling me is their defense, they figured something out in the regular season that has carried over, and that's what they are, stifling defense, not playing, not fouling, being aggressive, forcing Shai to a crowd, and then they attack the ball from there, forcing him to get off the ball and making somebody else take a tough jump shot or make a play for someone else. You see here, active hands. They're just flying around, and that's what you want. Here, not allowing Shai to get to his left, forcing him right into a crowd. Once again, Victor steps up. Making now Hartenstein, well, first and foremost, he says, nope, it's not there, but you're making Hartenstein being the facilitator and make a play. You see he throws the ball away, Shai gets the ball there. It turned out he gets a foul. Playing him in a crowd there. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. He doesn't have the pocket pass. He has to play pass out of the screen. Here, if you notice, De'Aaron Fox is jumping on that left hand, not allowing him to get left. We're going to force you right. You know it, knowing he wants to get to his left. Nothing is there. He's forcing the issue. Here, don't play without your hands. Don't foul because he's going to try to bait you. No foul there. You see Stephon Castle has the hands up, ref. I'm not fouling. And that's what they've done. They're making Shai play faster than he wants to, which we haven't seen all year.
Sure. 20 turnovers, too, in Game 4. That's the most OKC's had so far this postseason. Alex Caruso held to 0 points. He was the second leading scorer in this series coming into Game 4. So that's a big change. But if you look at that, you're looking at that graphic right there, who is going to be the guy that has to step up and score? You guys tell me.
Well, for me, I'm going back to this Game 5 is real pivotal.
Those are not the Salesian sisters of St. John Bosco.
They know they're on tonight.
So we talk about how pivotal Game 5 is, and we go down in history. I mean, it's some amazing guys have stepped up and been, you know, the best player on this floor. And I look for Alex Caruso to be that Game 5 for him to enter into NBA lore tonight of having a big game. He's shown before. Game 1 having 31 points and being a guy that relieved a lot of pressure off of Shai, whether it's guarding Wemby, right? Being a disruptor. That's who he is when he comes in the game. It's not just his scoring ability. It's his energy, right? It's very infectious. It's causing havoc on the defensive end. And I look for Alex Caruso to enter into NBA lore tonight.
Follow him up.
I'm going to give you a different name. I'm going to say Jared McCain. Here's another guy that shoots the ball extremely well, plays with confidence, and the one thing he said is when he got here, Shai, amongst everybody else, said, be you, be yourself. And when we've seen McCain at his best, he knocks down open threes. He also gets in the paint and creates shots for others. I think that is someone we need. Shai needs to create, to take some pressure off of him to help loosen up that double team.
Who's your guy?
And again, back to Shai. I know I said Lou Dort, but back to Shai. To me, the film tells the story. When you go back and watch that film and you break the film down and you watching how they guard you, what are you learning? What are you seeing? What story is that film telling you? Because tonight, you're going to need that. You're going to need to figure that story out quick. You can't wait to the second quarter. Can't wait the third quarter. You got to come out from the jump ball applying pressure tonight because San Antonio is not going to wait for you to try to figure this game out.
Yeah, Mitch Johnson said after Game 3, we got to be more disciplined with Shai. That's exactly what they were in Game 4. He just had 19 points. Remember, the bench has been huge. They scored at least 50 points in the first 3 games, just 34 points in Game 4. Let's talk to our guys who are courtside calling the game, our best friends, Mike Tirico, Reggie Miller, and Jamal Crawford, to continue this conversation. Good evening, guys.
Yeah, Maria, this is just like the plane going back and forth. We got 5 guys who scored about 90 points on average during their basketball career, and we're talking hoops. And you all were just talking a lot of who. I'd love to turn to you guys and ask how this game is played. If you're a nerd and look at stats, you know pace of play comes down for everybody in the playoffs. But you pointed out something about the pace that we should be watching here in Game 5.
And it's the Spurs. Whenever the Spurs play with a great pace, they get great shots. That Thunder defense is so tough and so connected. You want to score in the first 7 seconds before they can set up. When their pace goes, now you get Wemby in space, now you get threes, now you get to the basket. That's when they're at their best.
Now, I see where you're going with this.
Here we go.
Right, and I understand your thought philosophy, but they do that at home well. In this building, it's got to be chaotic frenzy. And the defense that the Thunder bring, you can't play fast here if you're the Spurs. The Spurs want lower possessions, half court, because they have, to me, they have the best player in this series, which has been Wemby. Game 1 and 4, he was phenomenal. If you lower those possessions, the ball's going to go through Wemby. If you try to play fast and you're not making shots, I think that's when the playmakers and those role players for the Thunder become a problem. So to me, that's why tempo and pace has been key in this series through the first 4.
So you want San Antonio to not go as fast, to play a little bit slower?
On the road, yes.
Okay.
They have the best player. At home, you get away with that.
And I want them to play fast on the road because it's going to settle them and bring their role players into the game, especially with the Thunder not at full strength. Play fast, get some easy buckets, and then I think you'll settle in on the road.
This is what makes this great because only in a matter of minutes we're going to know which one of us is correct.
Yeah, this was an hour of my lunch. Didn't get a lot of words in, but heard a lot of hoops talk that we share with you. Maria, we'll see you all for
Wait, Mike, I got to ask you. You said our starting 5. Who's your leading?
Oh, the leading scorer from this group? Melo, Q's in the house.
There you go. Sorry, Reg. Sorry, Jamal. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a great call. It's going to be great. We love to just put a little tension in there over that. Speaking of Melo, let's get his star player parlay on DraftKings Sportsbook. What do you need,
We're going to score a lot of points today, man. Look, here go. Wemby over 1.5 threes. Look, he shot 1 for 6 from deep in Game 4, but he's averaging 2 a game in this series, and OKC got to double him in the paint. He's going to get clean looks tonight, so bet on that. Shai over 3.5 rebounds. He's averaging 3 a game this series, but he's coming back home with something to prove, and when he's locked in, we know Shai is going to hit the glass. Stephon Castle, 5+ rebounds. He had 10 in Game 4, career playoff high. Spurs are playing him at the 4 sometimes. Wemby drawing the bigs. Castle's cleaning up. That's my ticket, and lock it in tonight.
Winner.
This is the one. This is the postseason winner. Wemby all smiles right now, coming off a 33